What's up, guys? Um, if I sound congested, it's because I'm just kind of getting over the flu. But I felt it's been almost 2 months, maybe a little bit longer than that, since I've uploaded anything on this channel, and I kind of wanted to sort of. I don't want to emotionally dump on everybody, but I feel like I want to give you guys at least an explanation because there are the very small few of you guys who tune into my channel. I kind of owe you an explanation a little bit. So, um, a little bit about me is that I struggle with severe depression like 90% of my days. I know it seems kind of like a common thing nowadays, like, oh, you have depression, but for me, it's very, very severe. Um, it's gotten to the point where I've tried to delete myself from the world, or so to speak. And it's very hard to sort of come to terms with the fact that it got so bad that you felt like you weren't allowed to be living anymore, if that makes sense. Um, I know this is not a sort of traditional video by any means, and I'm kind of just sort of spewing off the top of my dome a little bit here, but I did want to sort of explain where I've been the past couple of months, um, and just kind of what my headspace has been like. So originally, I started this channel when I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, and I hated living there. It was miserable, but at least my job had some sort of, I guess, monotony is not the right word, but it had a set schedule to it. I was working about 8-ish hours. I always had my weekends off. So, there was a little bit of a cadence to my life. So it was much easier for me to upload and kind of get content out back then. And then I moved back home to my home in Michigan, and my schedule completely changed. That I have more days off technically during the week, but the days I do work is a lot more heavy on me, so it's quite brutal. Um, and I've been struggling for a while on like this job and sort of my place in this world, and being with people and everything like that. Um, when you're depressed, you kind of forget all of your sense of self and just kind of start looking at this sort of lens of why you're in this life to begin with and what it looks like without you. And I heard this term a long time ago. It's like called graduation lens or graduation sense or something like that. And when I and me being as depressed as I've been, I feel like there's this part of me that wants to continue going on and kind of excels me to sort of do what I need to do on a day-to-day basis. Like, I go to work, I get paid, I pay my bills, I take care of my pets, and I talk to my partner, and try to keep up with my family and stuff like that. So there are aspects of my life that I'm able to keep up to a sort of minimum degree. But when you're expected to sort of no longer be at the minimum, you feel like there's nothing else left to give. So you wonder, what's the point if this is all I'm allowed to give, or this is all I've been able to give. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to a lot of people out there, but when it comes to depression, a lot of things kind of twist your brain. And so for a long time, I sort of felt like, I don't know, that I was just sort of the bare minimum for everything in life. I wasn't so much a choice, I was more so just there. And that's the sort of infectious mindset that sort of got into me these past few months and realistically my whole life. But um, it's hard for me to admit certain things when it comes to my personality and you know how I deal with emotions. And I can honestly say that there's so much of life to still live that I feel like that it would have just robbed me and everybody around me, just not being here. And I'm kind of making this as a sort of catch you up on what's going on, but also so if there's anybody out there who does happen to see this, whether you're a subscriber or not, you're not alone in the feelings of depression and, the S word, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I don't like I don't like starting something and not finishing it, especially something like this where I've been putting a lot of work into it. So my intention is to definitely try to get back to uploads, but I'm not going to put any pressure on myself either. I feel like putting pressure on yourself just takes away the fun of it. Um, so I did want to also explain to everybody that, depression is never a sort of simple solution. There's no simple solution. It's a lot of like evolving habits, characteristics, and like just your sort of mentality of approaching life. Like it's an ongoing battle that I don't think I will ever stop fighting. So it's hard for me to tell you guys, well, this will never happen again because I've been depressed for almost, I don't know, 20 years of my life now. I have a good feeling that I'll still be depressed, but I want to at least try to be better at managing my output and, my emotions themselves, so it's not as frequent and it's not as sort of damaging. I struggle a lot with sort of being in the company of people and sort of being, around people because I've always felt like I just kind of need to be in the shadows and just not be a part of anything. But, I also understand that there's more to depression than just hiding from people. It's facing whatever fear and whatever anxiety and whatever situation you're in head on and just being honest and open about it. And I don't like to reveal so much about my personal life like this, but I also understand that sometimes, somebody out there could also be going through something and not feel like that they are understood. But, there might be somebody who sees my videos like, oh my God, I get you. I mean, that's far and away thinking, but realistically, this is more so just me just trying to come clean to you guys. I was doing really good for quite a while with consistent uploads, and it just fell right off the face of the earth. So, I feel like I owe you guys an explanation, and it was very hard for me to make this video. I've been wanting to make this video for a couple weeks now. Talking about, getting rid of myself and my depression and like just my overall motivation. It's something I struggle really hard to talk about, even with my partner and my family, even. So, I don't want to make this video to garner sympathy or anything like that. That's not my intention. I just want to sort of give you an explanation of just where I'm at mentally and like where I'm at personally. Um, I'm trying to sort of, look for a new job and, get out of the house situation I'm in and stuff like that. So it's not like I haven't been trying. It's just when you feel the weight of the world, when you feel like the world is crushing down on you, you feel like the only way to sort of get out of it is to like sacrifice or give up, and that's not okay. You should never give up. If you're anybody out there who's watching this and struggle with similar ideas as me, do not give up. I think that is the one thing I can tell somebody full confidence is I've tried to give up and that it is not okay. It's not worth it. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to be sad. Hell, it's even okay to feel like, you got problems. But it's not okay to get rid of yourself in a way that allows you to not deal with those problems because everything can be dealt with and everything can be solved, even though it might seem impossible and you might not believe me, which is fine. I mean, who am I to tell you to believe me? Um, I'm just a guy who experienced it and got through it, and I'm still here. So I hope that, the point of this video for everybody out there, if you are a fan of mine or you're a friend of mine or a family member of mine or whoever, I just want you guys to know, like, I'm trying my best to make the best of the situation that I'm in and just trying to get back on track with a lot of things in my life. This includes uploading and stuff like that. That's also a big reason I wanted to make this video. So I want to thank everybody who's stuck around and is still here watching. I'm really sorry about the lack of uploads and lack of communication. I'm sure a lot of you guys, understand what depression can do and just how all consuming it can be. So I don't want to sit here and make excuses, but I do want to tell you guys that's what happened. I mean, it was just a very dark time for me. Um, so I want to kind of transition to the sort of end of this video. The main takeaway I want everybody to understand is, it's never that bad to the point where you feel like you should get rid of yourself. That's 100% the one thing I want someone to take away from this. I'm just a guy on the internet, making goofy videos, and I truly don't think it's worth getting rid of yourself in any context of it, because the ramifications of the world around you and the people around you, whether it's small or big, it can be felt. And if you feel alone, that's perfectly okay to feel that way. I feel that way a lot, even when you're surrounded by people. But the number one thing is you can't continue to isolate, because it's only going to make it worse, and it's only going to make you feel worse. So that's the big thing I want everybody to understand. Second, I'm gonna try to start uploading here again soon. I'm kind of getting over the flu, so I have some ideas for videos in mind. A big idea that I wanted to do, I wanted to replay all the Dragon Age games, including the new one, and I wanted to sort of take a big long journey, from the number one all the way to the newest one, and I wanted to see how the character sort of evolves in the story and the decisions we make. So that was one thing I wanted to do. Another thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get back into the Sudeki playthroughs. I know you guys really enjoyed that, and I was really enjoying that. So I think I'm going to get back into that too. Um, I don't know if I'm going to do any more ranking videos. Those are actually kind of getting harder to do because there's just not a lot of fun lists out there. But, I'll think of something. Maybe it won't be video game related. Maybe I'll do like, hip hop or something like that. I don't know. So I might do that. And then obviously, you know, when it comes to the live stream clips and stuff like that, that's a little bit harder. I can't really guarantee that I'm gonna do that just because it's so hard for me to get on camera now. And you never know. I don't want to say never, but I definitely do want to get back to it. Playing Lord of the Rings online and like MMOs and stuff like that. So I definitely think I'll get back into that too. Um, but anyway, some series I kind of want planned is, um, the Dragon Age full playthrough of all four games, stop to finish. Definitely gonna get back into Sudeki. And also, I don't know if you guys really like the Grandia playthroughs. I was kind of enjoying that game, but the audio issues really just kind of screw me over a lot of the times on that, so I'm not sure if I want to continue. Um, and yeah, I think that was it. I'm still looking at other games. If you have any suggestions of games you want me to play, you're more than welcome to post them in the comments. Or if you want me to bring back a series like Blasphemous or Oblivion, just let me know. But overall, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this video if you clicked on it. I do want to also extend an apology, for the sort of cutoff in communication that I've made over the past few months. I am sorry for that. And finally, I just want to say that your life is worth living no matter what you might think, no matter who might tell you. That every single time you get up is a battle won, and you deserve to continue on fighting because you deserve to live. And I hope that if you're watching this to the end, you understand that it's a depression is not something that you can fight alone. As much as you might think that you have to go at it alone, there are parts of it you do have to face. You should always try to reach out, even if you think it might not work, because you don't know that for sure. There's no guarantees. So I just want to say thank you all to who tuned into this channel. Hopefully you'll see regular uploads from me soon. And yeah, I just really enjoy your guys's, company and comments, and thank you for everything. All right, this isn't the end. I'm gonna continue. Okay, but it's your boy Yoshi Mitsukana. So I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye bye.